I'm talking about Grigor Bambekov, Senior Vice President of Business Transformation at Delek US. Grigor is a visionary, collaborative, and servant executive with 30 years of experience in creating, collaborating, and implementing vision, mission, and direction for excellence, innovation, and business transformation. He serves as a Senior Vice President of Business Transformation for Delek Holding US, integrated petroleum refining, logistic, and marketing company headquartered in Brentwood, Tennessee. In his role, Grigor leads the company to excel, innovate, and transform. He sets Delek's vision, mission, strategy, and direction for change management, excellence, innovation, and business transformation. He drives the adoption of an ecosystem of disruptive technologies through integration of people, processes, technologies, and information to bring about desired changes in the operating and business model. It's a real privilege to me to welcome Grigor Bambekov because he represents the best when it comes to excellence, innovation, culture, business, and digital transformation. And Grigor, we're very, very honored for you to share your wisdom and expertise with our global audience today. I want to let the audience know that Grigor's camera will not be on during this broadcast, but you'll be able to see his presentation and audio in full. Grigor, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Jose, my friend, colleague, and mentor, thank you very much for this incredible words. I'm extremely grateful to have the opportunity to come join this respectable forum, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak in front of your audience today. I would like to walk you through one of the most exciting parts of the business transformation, the use of people, process, technology, and information in a combination that creates the magic of the future, that transforms the science fiction into the science facts. And today, I wanted to familiarize you and the audience with one of the refinery of the future disruptive technologies, the drone technology, and why it disrupts, innovates, and helps transform. I'll be talking a little bit about the big picture, then we will concentrate on the program and the missions, on practical application. I believe that the drone business case with 8 use cases, you will represent significant interest for the global audience. Then I'm going to show you several pictures and I will do my comment on them, and then we'll conclude. Now, before I begin, I'd like to tell you how important it is for us to have vision, mission, strategy, direction, the buy-in, the change management, how important it is for a program like this to get to flourish, to be able to engage incredible, a complex number of people, audiences internally and externally. Base it on operational discipline, base it on a combination of very powerful design for Six Sigma, program management, project management, and innovation methodology like the 5 Ds, define, design, develop, deliver, deploy, to make it coming from idea to fruition. One important aspect regarding the drone application is about Federal Aviation Administration. As you can see, I'm not going to read this slide, but the complexity, the number of drones that are being registered, the commercial drones and remote pilot in command that have been already certified is growing almost exponentially over the last few years. This is a global trend and the trend will continue. We found an opportunity to take this trend, understand it, learn it, and then put it in the context of traditional petroleum refining, logistics, and marketing. But we need to be patient. We need to have patience. We need to balance the optimism with realism. We need to balance the actions with confidence and restraint, and make sure that we take small action steps every single day with commitment, with dedication, working in the field with people, listening to what they're going to say, helping them engage with the technology, learn it, educate, train, certify, and then utilize it in a normal scale of our operations. For example, early this morning, I woke up around 2 a.m. I got in the car and I drove for about 4.5 hours to Big Springs Refinery. This is where I am right now, broadcasting live from one of the Delek refineries. Why? I wanted to demonstrate commitment to Refinery of the Future. I wanted to come and meet with the people here on site, people that as we speak, they fly the drone outside, and we are performing electrical inspection as part of the Refinery of the Future, utilizing drone technology. What is the Refinery of the Future for us? It's a one central corporate philosophy based on 5 transformational strategies to drive change in Delek operating and business model. And rather than going one strategy at a time, I'm going to concentrate today on the culture, on behavior, and on the change in order to speak briefly about the connected worker, connected processes, connected systems and technologies, and connected data, information, and knowledge strategy. Guys, we are surrounding the company with a portfolio of disruptive technologies. Today, I'll talk about one of them, the drone from Percepto, industrial drone solutions, a smart drone in a box. When we made a conscious choice to go and embrace the drone technology, no one in the company knew about it. Company had, like almost every other company, business problems that needed to be solved. Company had opportunities for improved reliability and utilization. We saw opportunities to optimize people roles, reduce maintenance capital, reduce the number of contractors that we used to work with, mostly improve productivity, deliver on return on investment, build internal capabilities, decrease the cost, reduce the cost per barrel, and implement technologies. And we decided that this could be a brilliant philosophy that can help us embrace not only the drone technology, but any other of the other 10 disruptive technologies. So how the drone technology today looks like in a company like Delek? We have one command center, which is located in Dallas, Texas. And here on the screen, you can see the 4 Delek refineries that are linked into a network of information, workflow processes, technology, and provide competitive advantage for us in terms of operations, tactics, strategies, and where we're heading forward. Let's face it, today's technology, especially in the industrial drone space, represents incredible giant leap. Few weeks ago, I was in Bulgaria, a small country in the center of the Balkan Peninsula in Europe. And I took my computer with me. And together with IT, we built an application which allows me, while in Bulgaria, to launch a drone in any one of those locations on the screen and operate it remotely from 10,000 kilometers of distance and have a live stream directly from the eye in the sky, broadcasted to Tel Aviv, to Dallas, to Houston, to Brentwood, Tennessee, everywhere that information needed to go. This sounds like science fiction. Together with Percepto, Drone Industrial Solutions, and Delek, we transform this science fiction into science fact. What are some of the known business case and practical applicability for drone technology? They can be seen in terms of predominantly 10 very important components. In terms of risks, detection, assessment, prioritization, quantification, monetization of risks, threats, and vulnerabilities. The drone is very well utilized in terms of security, physical security of operations, and the monitoring of the perimeter. In prevention, detection, inspection, prevention of anomalies and emergency situations. In the what we call ESG or the greenhouse emissions. In the control, monitoring and control, maintenance and repair. We found that the drone technology can be extremely well utilized also in the turnarounds, in capital projects, into planning, into monitoring, as I mentioned, greenhouse gas emissions, in detection, measurement, reduction, and prevention. I'm not going to go through all of this workflow process steps here, but I wanted to familiarize the audience that coming with the idea to incorporate drone technology into the spectrum of our operations is not a new one. The idea is old, but the process that we followed, that discipline to plan, schedule, execute, to define, design, develop, deliver, and deploy is what really matters most. It didn't come from the blue. We had to work very diligently with an incredibly excited group of people. We didn't point out who the drone pilot should be. We asked if we have people with passion, if we have people with a little bit of knowledge, if we have people that would like to change the way they do their work. And we had found that inside the company, we had a small but very compact group of exciting people that are driven by passion, driven by purpose. And they came to us and they told us, I believe that using drone technology, I can change the way I work. Changing the way I work, I can change the way company operates. Why can't we employ different drone technologies? Why can't we accelerate exponentially the speed, accuracy, and precision of service delivery using eye in the sky? And I'm very proud to tell you that if today we have one technology in the company that combines artificial intelligence, machine learning, machine vision, forward-looking infrared, optical gas imaging detection, cloud management service, reporting and automated notifications to group of users and customers on the ground in real time. This technology is the drone technology. I wanted to share with something else with you. About 20 years ago, I was sitting in a cockpit of a supersonic fighter jet. Why? Because by profession, I am an Air Force fighter pilot and air squadron commander. And one of my friends came and threw from the blue. He told me the following. He said, Grigor, one day a drone technology will make your job as a fighter pilot obsolete. I failed to trust this. I failed to recognize that human advancement in human thinking, advancement in human intelligence, advancement in technological innovations are going to get to the point that this will become not a fiction, but a fact. And today, 20 years later, I live and I decided to pick and choose that fact and make it real for the company, together with a very dedicated group of people here in Big Springs, in El Dorado, in Krotz Springs, and in Tyler, Texas. So we follow very specific workflow process to get to the point of materializing the idea of drone technology in the company. One significant point of this idea implementation is the way we work with the Federal Aviation Administration. It requires a lot of patience, a lot of dedication, a lot of knowledge. And it also requires consistency to safety, to operations, honesty, directness, and ability to structure operational risk management, common concept of operations, the common operating picture, and other elements of our operational body of knowledge. All of those elements were extremely needed in order to acquire what we call the FAA Beyond Visual Line of Sight operational waiver. Yes, our company, Delhi Holding US, became one of the first US-based petroleum refining logistics and marketing company with approved FAA BVLOS operation for all of our 4 refineries. I wanted to share with you how in the last 2 years we deployed the drone technologies. We have 4 sites where the drone technology is being deployed. We have 100% of BVLOS FAA approved from all the 4 sites. We have 50% execution in our Sky Eye drone management program. We have 14 FAA certified pilots. We have 4 site dashboards where on a daily basis and weekly basis, we measure the % implementation of our drone management program. Over the last 2 years, we have performed 1,235 flights. We delivered 27,000 4K photos, 38,000 infrared photos, and we spent 1,178 hours in a flight time, delivering 945 videos, 22 3D models. But in terms of utilization, we have big opportunities. We're just scratching the surface. This is how a typical refinery looks like when you look from the drone technology. It's a very complex map of point of interest, targets, and the drone doesn't just fly from point A to point B. It follows very specific rules of engagement. And over the next several slides, I'm going to show you what the drone does. A combination of the drone with other technologies gave us the opportunity to develop the drone business case. The drone business case is very important. And from perspectives of company privacy, I have chosen not to show the business values in terms of EBITDA improvement, LPO reduction, and the productivity enhancement. But I'm sure that once you see these slides, you're going to come on your own if you're about to implement a drone technology program in your respective areas of the business. The bottom line is that it requires a very robust change management approach. It requires us to think differently about how we do things today. It requires us to think more complex about the contemporary scope of operations. The combination of the 4K camera for visual inspection, the RGB, the FLIR for thermal detection, the optical gas imaging, machine vision, machine learning, artificial intelligence for change detection became absolutely phenomenal opportunities for us as a company to learn how to mature this technology and make it one of the most disruptive ones across the entire spectrum of our operations. It changes the way we think. It changes the way we operate. It helps us. It has a potential to bring about the desired change in the operating model and therefore in the business model. I'm going to show you a little bit later in this presentation what are some of the most significant values that can be derived from the utilization of the drone technology. One of them is on the screen, the liquid volume yield loss, extremely important element of our business that cannot be seen with human eye. It requires us to think differently, to take a solution from outside of our area of expertise, from a different industry like the defense industry, Air Force, in order to bring to visible spectrum what we may be missing, what we may be losing, to quantify it, to volumizing, and to monetize it. Another aspect of application of the drone technology is in the scaffolding operations in the infrared imaging. Nothing compares to, I'll just be very direct. The unit that you see on the screen is probably about 40 meters tall. 40 meters is about 120 feet in the air. Imagine how much work will require to build the scaffold, to go there, to inspect. Do you know how much time does it take for a drone to go and do what you see on the screen? 4 minutes. 4 minutes from the beginning to an end. It's an absolutely huge, amazing opportunity to create a giant leap, being more competitive, more advanced, ignite, excite, engage a large group of people to believe in and to drive different sets of behavior so they don't just get excited by the digital part of the transformation, but get also excited by the human elements, that they can be part of creating the future, creating the history, leaving a mark in the trace on the ground. And one day they can say, I did it. I was part of this. I became a pioneer of drone implementation in our industry. So the next few images are going to show utilization of drone in a specific turnaround and major projects where we found it to be extremely beneficial, be able to create common operating picture. When you have several thousand contractors in the site, you want to make sure that they follow specific disciplined routes of implementation. Otherwise, the productivity is going to go south. When people know that the big brother is in the air and that the big brother is watching via intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, target acquisitions, via OGI, via FLIR and infrared, people change their behaviors on the ground. They change their behaviors while they're on the scaffoldings. They drive better safety performance, higher level of productivity, and everyone is working towards a common good. Everyone is united by the vision, mission, and direction to accomplish the plan for the day, to make sure that the schedule doesn't slip, to ensure that the scope does not increase, and to make sure that the cost is manageable. Drone allows us to see not only in a visual spectrum, drone allows us to see in a spectrum that is invisible for human eye, especially in the infrared. These pictures are taken in infrared mode, and for the first time ever, they give us the opportunity to see specific units and their performance and areas of high pockets that may represent subject of concern for our operations, maintenance, mechanical integrity, reliability, environmental health and safety, and others. No other technology is able to provide human intelligence to the extent like this. One snapshot, crystal clear, what is the target that we need to stay focused and engaged. Another infrared image delivered by the drone technology detects the dashboard in the fan banks. Is extremely important because we are not going to be inspecting blind anymore. We are going to be able to see the information proactively, preemptively. We can see the global operating picture, the entire unit, specific equipment within the unit, and specific areas of high interest that are going to show different thermal signature. It is very interesting how the drone sees those tanks. When a human eye looks towards a tank, you see a white wall and nothing else. But when the drone looks to the tank's walls, you can see something different. You can see the sludge on the bottom. You can see the product inside the tank. You can see the gases inside the tank. You can see the tank operations inside. And you can see things that are almost unable for human to imagine being possible. I'm speaking with passion and also trust and satisfaction, but I'm speaking also with a great fear for the future, because now we know how much we don't know, and this is really scary. With the drone technology, with people that we have educated, trained, and certified to fly those machines, we now have confidence that the future is ahead of us. We just barely scratch it. This is how on the left side, human eye see big industrial tanks. On the right side is how the drone sees them in infrared. Very amazing difference. On the left side, you cannot tell what is in the tank. You cannot say how full the tank is. You cannot say where is the sludge. On the right side, you can say with a single flight. All of this takes about 3 to 5 minutes. The drone also becomes very instrumental in environmental incidents reporting and documentation. Providing global coverage from the space, the drone allows a real-time broadcasting of operational picture for any target, any point of interest to a large number of stakeholders and decision makers, and they do not have to be in the same location. All we need to do is to connect the drone technology to Teams, to WebEx, and kind of drive global information exchange in real time. When you have a group of experts sitting in Big Springs, North Texas, then you have decision makers who are sitting in the corporate headquarters. Then you have senior company officials sitting in Tel Aviv, Israel. It really doesn't matter. It's a global technology, and globality of the technology makes it very accessible, very fast-pacing, accurate, and precise. Drone surveillance and inspection is another very important aspect about drone operations. I took time to come to one of our refineries And I actually want to be in every one of our refineries at least once per week, if my time allows. Aside of sitting in the office or aside of working from a distance, I want to stay connected with people in the field. Because when I am with them in the field, flying drones or listening to the stories or watching images, doing the analysis of the pictures that have been taken, I'm demonstrating not only the senior organizational commitment and executive commitment to this, the implementation of the technology, but also to the hard work of our pilots in command, remote pilots in command, that regardless of the situation outside in the field, are always 100% ready to go, charge, fly the mission, perform the flight, deliver the visual inspection, and actually help interpret the findings for us. We found that the drone is extremely beneficial when we try to look pipelines and pipeline systems. You know how much thermal energy companies are losing because of broken insulations that we cannot see with human eye behind the shields. We don't really know, but when we fly the drone and point towards a specific number of pipes and pipelines, we see a thermal images that give us a perspective where we have that excessive point, where we have the ingress and egress, where we have points where we're losing thermal energy. And actually, this gives us opportunity for us to go and fix it immediately, and fix it with precision and accuracy that is second to none. Rather than guessing, we now have clear targets, we have clear scope, we have clear schedule and clear cost. How we operate the drone? We operate the drone from a command center. The drone can be operated from individual computers, from different offices remotely, and it becomes extremely beneficial in any emergency situations. Imagine having an emergency situation. Imagine people on the ground don't see each other, don't hear each other. They are under the hectics of the situation. But imagine having the drone flying over and transmitting that information to a command center. And you have decision makers and members of management, members of leadership, planning, reviewing, assessing, deciding, defining, and scaling the course of actions that needs to be implemented over the next minutes. That is what the drone delivers for us. Incredible common operating picture, end-to-end, based on predefined targets, based on the spur of the moment, with speed, accuracy, and precision that is second to none. Now, many of you probably will look into the question, how do we deliver value, and where the value is being seen? I have removed some of the numbers because of obvious reasons, but wanted you to see that heat map of the 8 most important for us use cases and opportunities. We see the largest opportunity for drone utilization into minimizing the liquid volume loss across the company. The second largest one we see into the scaffolding operations. The third one we see in tank inspections. The fourth one we see in turnaround in major projects. The next one is within the electrical inspections, pipeline inspections, emergency management, and security of physical perimeter. Liquid volume loss, by far, is the most significant opportunity for the drone operations from the space and from the ground. And as we speak, we are implementing another proof of concept pilot utilizing a correlation between aerial drone and ground-based drone. And if Jose and the team invite me next time, I'll be able to share something more about our experience with Boston Dynamics and the utilization of the spot ground-based robot drone technology in combination with aerial drone technology. We wanted to establish a cyber physical mechatronic system that can help reduce the risk, threats, and vulnerabilities, and put the people in the right roles, not expose them at risk, but put them where they matter most. Being able to decide and take actions on the basis of intelligence, surveillance, and reconciled information taken from the space and from the ground. This is an information that I wanted to share with you on the business value of drone technology. In blue, you can see the EBITDA value across each one of the 8 use cases. And in orange, you can see the LPO value in terms of all the 8 use cases. Again, here you can see a stripped out value on the LPO against all the 8 drone use cases. And below, you can see the EBITDA value regarding the scaffolding operations, liquid volume loss, pipeline inspections, tank inspections, turnaround and major projects, electrical inspections, emergency management, and security perimeter. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I wanted to let you know that drone technology should be regarded from the standpoint of the global perspective. Not only one particular thing to do. Think about if you have a universal soldier, if you have a universal tool, if you have a universal process, integrate this process with our people, with other processes, with other technologies, with other workflows and information flows. Create a network, create that network where everything is connected, total connectivity, make it operationally centric, ignite imagination of people, find the right people, and get with them to the point where they are going to go and deliver against all the expectations. That is what we are trying to accomplish with the drone technology utilization in our company. I believe that this was exciting and igniting for you. I'm very proud to be part of our company and help drive this to the next generation of operational excellence and transformation. But in reality, it is not just about technology. It's about culture, it's about people, it's about behaviors. And when we have strong vision, mission, strategy, and direction, the rest comes on its own. We're just scratching the surface, and I'm very excited about what is ahead of us. Jose and the entire audience, it was a pleasure to speak with you today. Thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate the opportunity to have been invited to share this small use case with you guys.
Wow, Grigor, what a tremendous masterclass on the application of exponential technologies in the industry. There are lots of comments, lots of questions. I'll try to get to them as many of them as possible, Grigor. So what a terrific coverage. As you said it so well, you are, I love it. You're transforming science fiction into science fact. Because the reality is that the commentary that I see from the participants, Grigor, is that there are a lot of people who talk about exponential technologies, artificial intelligence, and drones, and natural language processing, RPA, and the myriad of exponential technologies that are reshaping the way we work and the way we live. But very few have the expertise and the ability to bridge the gap between the theory and the application for innovation that creates value, which is exactly what you share here with us. So the first question is, how do you go from, well, drone seems like a good idea, to where you are today? What was that journey like from you in the beginning? How do you get others on board on this journey? Because there's a lot of skepticism out there.
That's a great question, and I thank you. Absolutely fantastic. We start with big change management, but not in a post factum. Change management has 4 different processes: change planning, change leadership, change management, and change maintenance. And we proactively engage a group of people across all of our refineries logistics organization and identify those of them that has passion for success. Then we build the proof of concept. Then we run the pilot. Then we run the business case. Then we define the size of the price. And then it became compelling for the company to make an investment, dedicate time, forces, sources, and resources to go plan, schedule, and execute. There is no secret behind this. It changes the behavior. It's a culture of innovation on steroids. The innovation, as you defined it so well for me and for the entire industry, Jose, is not just a theory. It is execution of new ideas that creates value for the organization. This is what the drone does for us. And people that operate the drones feel like transformers. They feel that they're creating value every single day for the organization. This is what perpetuates the culture, the behavior, and what we see in the field.
That is fantastic. Wow, it's your knowledge and depth and expertise is amazing, and a lot of similar topics that were discussed with the Chief Executive Office of Refined Technologies just before you, where there is this innovation, excitement, and technology, but there's a tremendous level of discipline that you have implemented here throughout this process. Tell us, or tell the audience, about why does this discipline matter? Is an innovation meant to be fun and kind of like try things and fail often to succeed sooner? How do you build discipline into that process without stifling the entire process?
That's another fantastic question. One of the most important factors that has a capacity and potential to make or break any innovation is called operational discipline. That operational discipline is something that helps change behaviors, creates the culture of innovation execution, and creates the culture of business transformation. That operating discipline is the one that helps companies not only embrace the innovation, but excel, innovate, transform, and scale at large. And I'm very, very proud. As you know, in one of our the former companies, we created the model of operational discipline based on 5 pillars of the operating discipline and 20 operational discipline behaviors. And when I was looking for people to come become champions, agents, change agents of this drone technology and other technologies, I was looking for people that demonstrate attitude, not necessarily that much skills, because I can teach the skills, but attitude cannot be beaten by anything. So that people that have the attitude, the collaboration, the capability to be natural born leaders, to ignite, excite, empower, envision, those are the kind of people that you need for any innovation, the kind of type of technology that comes with disruptive impact and effect. And I think that we did a good selection of people in our company. We put the right people in the right roles. I can tell you, I don't have to go and supervise. They are in the field flying the drones at 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning, at night, in the evening, during the day. It's just fantastic when people are driven by passion and purpose, the culture that they create around them is engaging. It's contagious.
Wow. For those of you who are watching live, this will be a recorded session that will be available to everybody. For those nearly 1 million members around the world who access the sessions on their own time, please, I encourage you to rewind the tape and listen to this again, what was just shared here with us. I mean, real insights from a experience, excellence, innovation, transformation leader across multiple industries, and who is giving us these are more than nuggets. These are beautiful gems of wisdom on what it takes. Now, Grigor, so what I hear is that you're talking about all these different things, the ideas, the technology, the discipline, they all matter, but ultimately it's the people who are going to amplify the values that you want to have in the organization. A lot of questions are coming up as you made these comments, Grigor. Maybe you can provide some insights here on how do you find these people? I mean, how do you select them? How do you find people with operational discipline? I mean, do you look at their track record? I mean, any insights on that, on how you find and recruit the right people?
Yes, that's another fantastic question. When we were in the beginning of the program, we decided to market the program throughout the entire company. And we created a campaign, a marketing campaign regarding one of the disruptive technologies, the drone technology. And we marketed as a not only an innovation, but we also mark it as a culture difference, culture change with mindset based on skills, experience, and expertise, but mostly based on ability to connect, collaborate, ignite, excite, and be that natural born leader that cannot become a subject of quantification, etc. Just think about, I went through almost every chain of command in my military Air Force fighter pilot experience. And I know that sometimes people, even with the greatest passion for success, have to follow very rigid workflow processes, standard operating procedures, and rules of engagement. We did not want to start with so robust. We wanted to get the freedom people to choose, act, and decide. You taught me in the past that you get a group of people, then you test them in operations through live bullets. That's what we did. We identified and selected 50 remote pilots in command, educated, trained, and certified them through the FAA. About 31 of them succeeded in certification, which is very, very difficult to achieve, by the way. Then out of this 31, we tested 20 of them in live bullets in different conditions to make sure that they're not going to bend. And out of this 20, about 14 really decided that they're going to be the one dedicated their professional life to incorporating drone technologies into the spectrum of our operations. There is no secrets behind this. It's just vision, mission, passion, and creativity. All of this leads to innovation, execution, and over time brings about the desired level of transformation.
Grigor, there are other questions. We are out of time. This is a masterclass on excellence, innovation, and transformation. I'm glad that it's being recorded. Many others will be able to benefit from it. For those who have asked, what is the best way of following your journey at Delek and just accelerating innovation like you are? What is the best way of people to kind of know what you're up to and connect, maybe, follow along in your journey?
Connect with me, stay connected. I welcome everyone that share my passion for technologies and for the elevated role of people in scaling, innovating, and executing these technologies. I'll be glad to share the experience. Again, I would admit, don't know everything, but what we have known so far and the experience we gain as a company, especially with FAA, the BVLOS operations, that drone missions, the use cases, the business case, those are things that I'll be glad to help support and share with people.
Grigor, on behalf of our global audience, I want to say deep, heartfelt thanks for your sense of purpose, passion, discipline, resilience for implementing new ideas that create value in the industry. And you have demonstrated here an incredible case. And I know there are many more. We'll be honored to have you back in the future to share more and more of these lessons with us. Thank you again today for your generous time in sharing this wisdom with all of us.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure and honor to speak with you and deliver this short presentation to your respective audience. Jose, thank you.
Thank you, Grigor. Ladies and gentlemen, Grigor Bambekov, Senior Vice President of Business Transformation at Delek US, showing a masterclass on how great transformation is done, transformation that creates value, transformation that engages the right people in the organization. Who are the right people? The people who are going to amplify the right behaviors in the organization. They're shaping the culture of their organization as its ultimate competitive advantage. Make no mistake, culture is not fluffy. Culture is the ultimate competitive advantage of any organization when it's built with a culture of value creation, with disciplined approaches for identifying, prioritizing, and executing on what creates the most value for society, for customers, for the enterprise. So this is a great way of wrapping up this conference and talking a little bit about what's going to come up next. Personally, I'm heading to Tennessee, where I spent a week with cross-industry leaders of excellence, innovation, and transformation, accelerating collaborative leadership capabilities and accelerating innovation execution capabilities. You can follow the journey along on LinkedIn and make comments there. We're going to be back here with another BTOES event focused on cultural transformation. Specifically, will be a one-day focus event on July 26. So make sure to mark that on your calendars. Make sure to register. July 26, we'll have BTOES Cultural Transformation Live. As multiple industries speakers, we're going to be talking about, you know, their cultural transformation journeys, and very much like the level that we had today, they're going to be sharing practical insights on what you can do to accelerate value in your organization and build a culture of excellence and innovation in your organization that becomes a competitive advantage. So July 26th, that's when it's going to take place. So for now, I want to say thanks to Imran Khan, the conference producer, Vijay Bajaj, the CEO of Proqis Digital, who makes it all happen. Proqis is right here. And our sponsor, Nasuni, who made a tremendous presentation and allow all of this incredible content to be available to our global audience at no cost. We could not do this without our sponsors. We could not do this without Nasuni. So thank you so much, Nasuni, for your thought leadership and your industry leadership in making this great quality virtual event still available for our global audience. We are returning in person for sure. We're doing in-person events, but this is a way of connecting many people in many different places virtually still, and we'll continue to do this because we believe in creating environments where great people and great ideas can connect to accelerate innovation, and that's what this virtual series are all about. So I hope you derived great value from it. I'll be posting some updates on LinkedIn under my name, Jose Perez, on LinkedIn under BTOES Oil and Gas Live. Look for that on LinkedIn. There's a post in there. Thank our sponsors. Thank our speakers. Thank the organizers and everybody who has been part of it. Ask questions. You have follow-up questions, ask questions. Every one of our speakers is hyperlinked on the conference post. So go in there and connect with our speakers directly if you will, if you'd wish to do that. So for now, we're saying goodbye from San Antonio, Texas. Wherever you are in the world, have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye for now.